But I'm just trying to feed her because she wasn't eating. But now I'm happy that she is eating. She's been eating, and I know I'm probably shouldn't be feeding her just anything she'll eat, but she's eating little bits of chicken and some real soft cat food. And she's even eat a piece of cheese. But she and I were going to do a poetry video for my writing YouTube channel. Peggy Mercer, Writing for Love and Maybe Money, and I'll be doing a whole lot of stuff about Kindle Direct Publishing. And I'm not a person that runs around in a bikini and has all kind of other distractions going on. I'm simply an author, and I've sold books, I guess, east, west, north, and south, from New York all the way to the south, and I'm going to teach you people how to do that. And here she is. Now, she says she's about done with the baba. Oh! Come on, Sally. Sally's got her little eyes. You, Sally? And this is my girl, Sally. And Sally, I read poetry to Sally, and then sometimes Sally will point me to a poem. And so what we're going to do is we are going to talk about poetry and how to write great poetry. I got so sick and tired of hearing people say, oh, they wrote a book of poetry, and you open it up and from the first page on is I hate Trump and all kind of mess like that. And you know what? I'm not interested in somebody's political beliefs just because I'm a major Trump fan. I just don't like your trash and your junk. But I can tell you what I do like. I like Sharon Stone's poetry. I like Bertolt Brecht. I go all the way back to, if you will bear with me for a minute, all of you senior sisters and brothers of mine out there, I go all the way back to Rod McEwen, and then I go a lot further back, and sometimes I can get some of those little old poetry books in my locked-in hutch, and they're out, and I will get Amy Barrett Browning out, and I will get out one of my uncles, Mercer, up in Maryland, I believe it was, in his day and time. And all of these people were Mercers, and they gave money for Johns Hopkins University Hospital, and they gave money for other great institutions that have been built with Mercer family money. And I will tell you that I'm proud of this name. I'm proud that I'm related to all the famous Mercers, and these people up in Maryland were best friends with Thoreau and best friends with Emerson, and often had them at their house talking poetry. So that's the poetry I come from, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, here's Sally, and she's moved to another little chair over there. Hello, Sally. What's up, girl? And so Sally and I were going to do a video on poetry today, and here we sit watching some TV, and I'm watching Sally, and I'm also watching the Persians, and just kind of thinking, I'm looking in the room in there, and I see my daddy's old Dept net, and I see my daddy's old cricket box that he used when he went fishing, and I see a whole lot of things that give me ideas for poetry. So when I do get to the main poetry video that I'm going to share with you people, I'm going to have a few charts, And I'm going to tell you some names of great writing. You may think when you go in a bookstore, you look online at Amazon, which is where I hope you buy all your books, and you may be thinking the greatest writers in the world just sell all these books, but let's don't think like that. I'll tell you what let's think like. If you want to know, I'll tell you what let's be smart enough to dig for the truly literary diamonds of the world, of the poetry world. Let's look for the poets who have won national book awards, and let's look for the writers who have won Pulitzer Prizes, and let's look for the writers who have won lots of major awards. I've won a lot of awards in my lifetime, and I'm very well published, and I think I'm probably considered a pretty good American poet, but not bragging, because I can tell you one thing: if you start bragging about what you're doing, it'll flop big time. I know I inherited a Rolex watch, and I just couldn't hardly wait to show it to my great friends. All my friends are just like me, so I have sisters out there. I have Donna K. Frisbee down in Florida. She's like a twin. And then over here I have Jan Malthus down, and who is like one of my twins. She's like me, walking around on the other side of town in her new home over there. I love that gal. And so I have girls I went to school with out there, and I love them so much, and they're like twins. I have Brenda Finch up in Augusta. She knows what I'm thinking before I even start talking about it. I've never seen anything like how like we are. You know what? There's poetry all around, and I'm going to tell you some great things about some of my friends, and I'm going to tell it to you in poetry. And here comes Miss Sally back over here, and Sally's going to do her thing. She come right up my chest there and get on my chest. We are going to go through some of the books that I've written, like the Faithful Poems of Big Daddy Island that has the cinquains in it. I have so many people that have come to me and say, what in the world is a cinquain? I have a friend, Billy Copeland, down at St. Simon's Island. I love that man, have all my life, and I can tell you one thing. He loves my poetry, and he reads it all the time. And I've got other friends who read, but he's such a funny guy. He wants to know everything I write, and when it comes out, I just tell you I love that. Well, shame on all of us, all those great memories we had when we were young. So here is Sally back, and I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to love this thing. Her mama just walked off and left her. So I have Sally, and I have the Persians, and this one right here, Sally has given me a great idea for a little children's book about a tiny little kitty. So I'm just accidentally dropping in on you today to say a few words about poetry. I have a lot more words to say, and I hope I get to them, and I hope I somehow or another figure out how to make this video. Somebody's sitting over there saying, what about the Rolex? Honey, I inherited a Rolex watch, and I'm very educated, but I'm not very rich. I never made money in the stock market, although I did play it a little bit, and I did make a little money, and I helped a young doctor that I helped get in medical school. I helped him make a little money in the stock market, which really helped him pay for his I think it was 28 Camaro that he was driving at that time, trying to get through med school. But what happened to the Rolex? My goodness. I got on Facebook, I think it was, and I just bragged, just shamelessly, about my Rolex watch, because frankly, I don't know anybody else that's got one. That funny Sally. So I bragged and bragged about that Rolex watch, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And it wasn't 2 days after I bragged and bragged about that Rolex watch that I got fixed my friends about bragging. I learned my lesson. Didn't I, Sally? Sally said, yeah, Mama, you learned your lesson. But you know what? I got out and I got about town. I went 2 places. Then I got in my car and came back to the house. And I remember kind of bumping my purse around against my arm and stuff like that. But I am still to this day, and that was 4 years ago, but I am still looking for the crystal or the face off of my Rolex watch. So a few days after I bragged about my Rolex watch, well, I could almost cry every time I think about it, but I lost the crystal off of it. And it was one of those, it is, and I've still got it, it's one of those oyster perpetuals. I wonder if the Rolex company would fix my watch for me just because I'm old and a little bit creaky this day and time. But I'm kind of a well-known author. They may. I need to contact them. Is that right? I may could get Trump to fix it. I make my president. When people refer to him, they need to refer to him as President Trump because he's the number one. He is uno commando in this nation of nations. And I want to wish everybody in this wonderful nation a happy July the 4th. We live in the greatest nation on earth. It is the nation that God chose to plant. And if he ain't planted a wonderful nation, I don't know. Like I said a while ago, I may not be rich in dollar bills, but I'm rich in spirit. I've got a house to live in. I've got my little animals that I love so good. I've got music I've written and it's been sung on radios in 62 countries. I can tell you one thing, I'm a blessed Southern belle. And I'm Peggy Mercer, and my YouTube channel is Peggy Mercer Writing for Love and Maybe Money. And so lots more coming. And the next video that I do will be on poetry. And I'm setting up an office where I will be teaching how to make money online, how to write a book, and some other stuff, just because I promised all these people that I would help them. And said, no, it won't be free. It will cost you an arm and both legs, but you can get in there before the summer's over. And that's after my trip to Colorado and all around this nation. We're going to try and go by to see Willie Nelson out in Texas in that little town he built. And God willing, we'll get to do all this stuff. And I just appreciate you people so much for watching my YouTube channel and for looking at my fur babies and for helping. I have people that come in here all the time and bring me $200 worth of cat food. Where are you, my cat food man? You have disappeared on me. I have a great cat food friend that brings me cat food all the time, and I love him so much, but his ex-wife is a witch, and I'm scared to call her name on here. Anyway, lost my Rolex watch. If any of you knows how I can get it fixed, please let me know. Other trials and tribulations of being a Southern belle. My Cadillac is on the blink, and I'm looking for another one. I would like to have a old Eldorado, maybe. But no, I've got to have something that's real good on gas. Like, I would love to have a BMW Mini Cooper. And what's that got to do with writing for love and maybe money? Well, honey, I don't know. And it was just a little poetry that I decided to throw in there right now. But I'm coming back in a day or two with a full video on how to write great poetry. I know how to do that, and I'm going to share that with you people. Right now I'm getting a little bit sleepy, so I think that me and Sally's going to take a nap. We'll see you in a few days. You need to say something to me by sending a comment here, okay? And thank you so much.